Hello, and welcome again to another day of classes. Today we're going to be continuing with the second part of Unit 15, What Are You Doing Later? And in the previous class, we talked about the future with present continuous and be going to, discussing future activities and plans. Well, today we're going to be talking about giving messages to other person. Maybe someone tells you something and to tell it to another person, and we're going to be talking about that today, okay? So let's get started. To see this, we're going to be seeing a conversation with a typical situation where someone needs to give a message for another person. In this case, the conversation is called, Can I take a message? This conversation is long, so you need to pay attention to it. Listen to both parts, and after listening to the second part, you're gonna listen to three other phone calls, and you need to write the caller's name, the people that call, okay? So let's listen.
Page 102, Exercise 7, Conversation. Can I take a message? Part A. Listen and practice.
Hello?
Hi, Caitlin. It's Jake. Are you busy?
No, I'm having coffee with Brittany. Where are you? Class is going to start soon.
That's the problem. I don't think I'm gonna make it tonight.
Why not? What's the matter?
My bus is stuck in traffic. Nobody is moving.
Oh no. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Could you tell Mr. Eaton that I'm gonna miss class?
No problem. I'll give him the message.
Oh, and could you ask Brittany to take pictures of the whiteboard for me?
Sure, but I can take the pictures.
Thanks. But the last time you took a picture of the board, all I could see was the wall.
Page 102, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to three other phone calls. Write the callers' names. 1.
Hello?
Hi, Caitlin. It's Vanessa. Are you in class yet?
No, not yet. Is everything okay?
I think I have the flu. I can't go to class today.
Oh, I'm sorry. You need to rest.
Could you tell Mr. Eaton that I'm sick?
Of course. I'm sure he'll understand. Feel better, Vanessa?
2.
Hello?
Caitlin, it's Scott.
Oh no. Are you sick too?
Yeah, I feel terrible. I'm not going to class.
Well, you're not the only one.
Hey, Rob isn't answering his phone. Would you ask him to call me after class? He has my book.
Of course. Feel better, Scott.
3.
Hello?
Hey, Caitlin.
Hi, Danny. Don't tell me that you're sick too.
No, I feel fine.
Great. So what's going on?
I'm having car trouble, so I'm running late to class. Can you tell Mr. Eaton that I'm gonna be about 20 minutes late?
Oh, good. I'm not going to be the only one in class. Sure, I'll tell him.
Okay, very good. Really interesting. This person was taking a lot of messages to tell to another people. And by the way, Jake was kind of impolite. Like, he's asking some favors, and then he said this, like, thanks, but the last time you took a picture of the wall, all I could see was the wall, the board at the wall. That's kind of rude, actually, or I think that. But okay, here we're seeing how different people are telling Caitlin to basically give some messages. Oh, by the way, right, we need to say which were the callers' names. Let's see. They were Vanessa, Scott, and Danny. If you got those are correct. Okay, but let's jump right into the grammar for today. And it's something, oh, I have a better way of this. Okay, formal and informal messages with tell and ask. Okay, that's something really interesting here. Sometimes you need to tell other people something, but you cannot see those people, so you give the information to another person to tell them or to ask them. Well, we have statements and requests. And a statement is just a sentence, something that you want them to know. And a request is a question. You want them to do something for you, okay? And we use different verbs for statements and for request. If another person, or if you want another person to say something for you, okay, you need to use tell. Tell is for statements, and request for requests is ask, okay? Tell, statements, ask, request. Let's see. For example, we have the statement, I'm going to miss class tonight, okay? An informal way of saying is tell him that I'm going to miss class, okay? The that is optional here. You can say tell him I'm going to miss class, but I usually like to say it. Tell him that I'm going to miss class. If you got a bit more formal, it's using could. Could you tell him that I'm going to miss class? And really formal way will be, would you tell him that I'm going to miss class? Okay? These are different ways going from informal, by you saying the verb, tell him, or please tell him that I'm going to miss class, a little bit more formal, could, and the formal way, would. Okay? This is going from informal to formal. And this is for a statement. When we want to say another person, to tell the statement to another person, we use tell for statements. If you want to ask them something, okay, if it's a request, want them to do something, then we need to use the verb ask. It's the same, but with ask. For example, their request is, could she take a picture of the board? Then the message with the request is we use ask. Please, or ask her to take a picture of the board. This is informal. A bit more formal, could you ask her to take a picture of the board? And the most formal, would you ask her to take a picture of the board? Okay? It's basically the same. It's just that here we don't use that, and we can go from informal to formal in both of them. Starting with the verb, normal verb, ask or tell, then using could, and then using would for more formal. Okay? Very good. In messages with a request, use the infinitive of the verb. Please ask her to meet me at noon. You cannot say, please ask her meet me at noon. That will be really incorrect. Okay? So for messages with requests, you need to use the infinitive of the verb. Ask her to take. Ask her to meet. Ask him to cook. Ask her to listen to me, for example. You always use the verb in infinitive. Use the to before the verb. In messages with negative infinitive, not goes before to in the infinitive. For example, could you ask him not to be late? If you say, could you ask him to don't be late? That is incorrect, okay? It's always follows this. The not goes before the infinitive. Could you ask him not to be late? Could you ask her not to take a picture of the board? Would you ask her not to take a picture of the board? Okay, very good. I hope that you understand this. It's actually quite easy, but you can get confused sometimes with the tell and ask. Just remember, one more time, that tell is for saying statements and ask for requests, for questions. Okay? Very good. Now, let's do a small practice about this. We're gonna be having this to scramble sentences and then comparing with a partner. We don't have partners here because we're in quarantine, so just take your time to unscramble these messages. Some of them are statements, and some of them are requests. You can know that are requests because they are questions, okay? So take your time, and when you finish, we continue. You finish? Let's check. Number 1 is, please tell Haru that the barbecue is on Saturday. Number 2, could you ask Caitlin to call me at 4? Did I say number 3 again? Okay. 3, could you tell Mia that the dance performance is tonight? Number 4, would you tell Casey that the picnic is in the park? Number 5, would you ask Micah to meet me at the stadium? And number 6, please ask Garrett to bring the tickets to the rock concert. Okay, very good. This is quite easy indeed. It's really easy, so I hope that you understand this easily. Well, now let's go to a pronunciation of this, okay? There is a specific way to pronounce this in a reducted way to sound more natural, okay? Let's listen to this, and after this we're gonna be practicing, okay? Let's listen.
Page 104. Exercise 10. Pronunciation. Reduction of could you and would you. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how could you and would you are reduced in conversation.
Could you tell him I'm gonna miss class? Would you ask him to call me after class?
Okay, did you notice the reduction? It's actually easy to pronounce it and to understand it because it's something quite regular. For example, instead of saying could you would say could ya. Instead of saying would you would say would ya. And remember, this is when you're speaking a little bit fast. For example, could you tell him to miss class? Or could you tell him I'm going to miss class? Could ya? Could ya? Could ya? Okay? Would you ask him to call me after class? Would ya? Would ya? Would you ask me? Would you ask him? Would you ask him? Would you ask him to call me after class? Some other examples. Could you tell them I am in bed with a cold? Would you ask her to be on time? Could you ask her to return my dictionary? Would you tell him there's a food festival tomorrow? Okay? This is something important and really interesting to remember. Okay? So instead of could you, could ya. Instead of would you, would ya. Would you tell him? Could you tell him? Okay? Very good. Now let's go to listening. This is almost the last thing for today. We have 2 more things and that's it. You're gonna listen to 4 people leaving messages. Who is the message from? Who is it for? What is the message? And with all of this, you're gonna complete this chart. Where is the message from? For? And what is the message, okay? So take your time, listen as much times as you need, and write all of the answers, okay? Then we're gonna check. So let's listen.
Page 104. Exercise 11. Listening. I'm going to be late. Listen to 4 people leaving messages. Who is the message from? Who is it for? What is the message? Complete the chart. 1.
Hi, John. Where are you? Class is starting soon.
I know. I missed the bus, so I'm gonna be late.
But we're giving our class presentation today.
Don't worry. Did you tell the teacher that I'm gonna be late? We can do our presentation at the end of class.
Okay, but hurry up.
2.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi, William. Martin asked me to call him today, but he's not answering his phone. Is he in the office?
Yes, but he's in an important meeting.
Oh, well, when he's free, would you ask him to call me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, William.
3.
Hi, Ryan. Where are you?
Hi, Amanda. We're on Main Street. We just passed the high school.
The high school? Oh, you've gone too far.
Sorry, Jennifer's never driven to your house before.
No problem. Could you tell her to turn around and turn left on Summer Street?
Okay, Amanda, no problem. See you soon.
4.
Hi, Brittany. What's up?
Hi, Brandon. I'm calling to see if you and Emily would like to come to our house for dinner tomorrow night.
Thanks. I'd love to go, but Emily might be working late tomorrow.
Well, when you see her, could you tell her that I invited you both?
Sure. I hope we can come.
Okay, very good. Remember, if you want to listen again, just go back in the video. But for now, let's check all of this information, okay? Let's see. Well, number 1, the message is from John. It's for the teacher, and it's that John is going to be late. Very good. The number 2, message is from Samantha. It's for Martin, and it's that she needs him to call Samantha when he's free. Okay. Number 3, the message is from Amanda for Jennifer, and it's to turn around and turn left on Summer Street. And number 4, the message is from Brittany for Emily, and is that Brittany invited her and Brandon to dinner tomorrow. Okay, very good. Now let's go to the last part of today, that it's gonna be a reading. This text is called cell phone trouble. Have you ever had an embarrassing time because of your cell phone? If you have, you're not alone. Check out this selection of cell phone accidents. Okay, so take your time to read this part. You can stop the video here. And you can also stop the video here to read the next part, okay? Now, after reading that, you're gonna be completing this two part. First of all, read the article. Which advice best summarizes the article? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. Which one of this? And the answer is number 2. Be careful when you use your cell phone. That is the best advice that summarizes this article. And then you're gonna check the facts that are mentioned in the article. You have all of this, so remember to read. And now let's complete. Okay, so the facts are, number 2, many people have watched a video of a woman falling into water. Number 3, a man on a subway lost his phone. Number 5, London has an area where you can text more safely. Number 7, a demolition company tore down someone's home. And the last one, number 8, the torn down building was in Texas. Okay, very good and interesting. Well, this has been everything for this video. And on the next week, we're gonna be starting with the Unit 16, the last video for this series of videos for this level. And I hope that you look forward to it. And that will be it for today. Okay, so see you on the next time. Bye.